welcome back to my channel. So today I have my April favorites. I have a bunch of new goodies, so without wasting too much more time, let's get right into the video. So the first product I have is the Dove Dry Oil Moisture Nourishing Body Wash with Moroccan Argan Oil. First, this body wash does make my skin feel really soft and nourished and not stripped of its nutrients kind of when I get out of the shower. But more importantly, this body wash smells like a high-end perfume. It's got like vanilla and amber and musk, and it just smells so luxurious and high-end, and the scent lingers once you get out of the shower, and it's massive. Like, I got this at my grocery store and you get so much product and it's pretty inexpensive. So I would check it out. I'm a believer of Dove products. I've been using them all my life, and this body wash with the Moroccan Argan Oil smells so good. L'Occitane Ultra Rich Body Cream, rich in shea butter, 25% shea butter, I guess. This stuff is pretty expensive for like a tub of body cream, but I got this because when it was colder during the winter, my skin was just so dry and nothing I was putting on it, like the Brazilian Bum cream is my go-to. It just was not cutting it. I saw Casey Holmes talk about this and I went ahead and bought it, and she was right. This stuff is just so deeply hydrating, but the texture of it, although it is a very dense, heavy cream, it is really silky. So when you put it on your body, you don't feel like sticky or oily. Your skin actually feels just so smooth. There's really not much left, but I wanted to save a little bit to show you guys. Not that it's going to make so much of a difference, but you can see that it's a really dense cream, or I don't know if you actually can tell, but when you apply it, it just melts into the skin. I think this is a great product if you do suffer from dry skin, or if your skin is kind of irritated or you have a rash. This is also very soothing on the skin. If you hear a piano in the background, I apologize if it's bothering you guys. They're here actually to tune our piano, and I just want to keep filming so that I can get this video out to you guys. And so I apologize in advance if it bothers any of you, but that's what the piano in the background is. In general, sunscreen needs to be a favorite. This is actually ironic that I'm saying this because I have in the past been so terrible with sunscreen. I used to play tennis, and then once I stopped playing tennis, I was like, oh, well, I'm not really outside. There's really no need for sunscreen. Wrong. Sunscreen's so important. I went to a SkinCeuticals skin consultation actually, and they put my face in this like astronaut helmet looking thing, and she showed me my skin in this like purple light, which shows your actual like epidermal layers and like the damage and what's happening on them. And she pointed out sun damage on my skin that was like coming to the surface, and that was all I needed to hear. I was like, thank you so much, give me a sunscreen all day every day. So the one that I've been using recently is the Tatcha Pore Perfecting Sunscreen. It is SPF 35 and it is a physical sunscreen. It has a beautiful moisturizing but still pretty lightweight texture. You can go with anyone, but you really want to get a physical sunscreen. A lot of sunscreens that say they're like organic or natural that are more titanium dioxide based, it's interesting because what they actually do is they absorb into your skin. So when the sun rays hit your skin, it is absorbed until that layer and then it bounces back. So your skin's still absorbing those UVA, UVB rays. Whereas with a physical sunscreen, which has more zinc oxide, it lays on top of the skin. So when these rays hit your skin, it bounces right off of the top layer of your skin. There's little to no absorption, at least. If you drive, you tend to have more sun damage on your driving side, which is the side that is facing the window on the wheel. Crazy to think how much you are exposed to sun, even if you're not actually outside in the sun. I have been loving this Estee Lauder Advanced Night Micro Cleansing Balm. This is the best makeup removing balm I have ever tried. This stuff just removes everything. It is so easy to use. It just is nourishing on the skin. My skin doesn't feel stripped after I use it. It also doesn't leave any like oily film or residue. I use it on my eyes, like I really get in there, and it doesn't irritate my eyes. You just need the tiniest bit of this. You rub it onto dry skin and just massage it into all parts of your face. And you can actually use it whether you're wearing makeup or not wearing makeup. It'll still remove any dirt. So you rub it onto your dry skin, it'll become more of an oil, and then you take water and just continue rubbing it, and it'll turn itself into a more milky cleanser, and you'll just see all the makeup coming off. Now, a lot of people do use balms as like a double step cleansing process. Like they'll use the balm and then they'll wash their face. You totally can do that, but I find that with this balm, I don't really have leftover makeup after I use it. Like I will use a toner or a cleansing water on a cotton pad after I use this balm, and only like around my hairline where I didn't want to put the balm like into my hair will I have like a little bit of makeup residue, versus other balms that I've used, I have had to double cleanse. So if you are in the market for a cleansing balm, and if you have any skin type, you're gonna love this, so go check it out. The next item that I wanted to talk about is this J.One jelly cream. Now, if you've seen any of my tutorials or my last favorites, I talked about the J.One Jelly Pack primer, and I still absolutely love that primer. It really is like double-sided tape for your makeup. I actually bought this kind of blindly because I love the primer so much, and I was using it and I just loved the effect of it. It is so smoothing. It has almost the silky kind of finish without being that synthetic silicone finish, and it really does make my skin look plump and brighter, and it also works beautifully underneath makeup. This is what it looks like. It's almost like a gel cream formula, and then when you blend it in, it does have a little bit of a thicker consistency, but again, it's like a thicker, silky consistency. It's not sticky at all. And then I, just out of curiosity, went ahead and looked at the like description on the Sephora app, and I was shocked when I read what it said. It says it's an ultra lightweight anti-aging powerhouse that delivers a potent burst of brightening fullerene, which is a Nobel Prize winning ingredient that oxygenates and delivers visible lift and plumpness to the skin. So this is a product that has a Nobel Prize winning ingredient in it. Like, that to me is just so cool, but like, wow, that must mean that it really works, kind of was the thought that went through my head. And I feel it really does. And this was before I even knew about this Nobel Prize winning ingredient. This silky gel formula provides lasting hydration, while a bouncy blend of manuka honey, propolis, and royal jelly nourishes the skin. So if you didn't know, manuka honey and propolis and royal jelly are just amazing for nourishing and anti-aging and inflammation. The Featherlight formula also brims with sugarcane extract and potent botanical moisturizers for a firm, fresh, luminous complexion. It's formulated without synthetic dyes and mineral oils, and it goes for, just so that you guys know, $42. I know that $42 for some people is like a lot for a facial cream, but for all of those ingredients and what you're getting, $42 really is not that much. It does kind of seem like a small amount of facial cream, but you don't need that much to cover your whole face and neck. This J.One jelly cream is awesome, and I would recommend it to everybody, no matter what your age or skin concerns or skin type is. This here is the Too Faced Natural Love eyeshadow palette. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you guys it is limited edition, but it is available now at Sephora and I believe at Ulta. This palette is just so beautiful. It is really all I've been using on my eyes for the last month probably. It's really, really thin. It's pretty lightweight. And when you open it, you get a mirror on this side, and then these are the shades you get in the palette. So just looking at these shades itself, you can kind of tell probably why I would be loving this palette so much. It is just the perfect blend of neutrals. You have pinks and you have kind of duochrome shades, which for a neutral would be a pop of color. Now I will say the majority of these eyeshadows are shimmer or glitter or metallic finishes. So if you are a matte eyeshadow girl, this is probably not the eyeshadow palette for you. But if you just love that glowy eye look, then this is a great, great palette. The one issue I do have with this is is that for me and my skin tone as a transition shade, there's only this nude shade, and then it switches straight to this makeup and chill shade, which is like a darker brown. There's no like in between mid-tone brown shade as like a transition color, because this nude shade is pretty cool toned, and then the makeup and chill shade is a little bit too dark for a everyday transition shade. Today I have on nude in the crease. I have Push Up, which is this rose gold kind of bronzy shade all over the lid, and then I have Honey Pot and Moonbeam just layered over in the center, and then I actually have Push Up on the lower lash line too. The shades are really nicely pigmented. Some of them more pigmented than others. Like this Fairy Tale shade, I don't quite understand because it looks like it's super glittery and beautiful, but then it's more like a top coat effect, I guess, which is disappointing. Like that's not even a top coat. Like that's just some powder. But some of the other shades, like I will show you Push Up, Coffee Date is beautiful, Kittens is a really cool shade, and then let me show you Honey Pot, and then I'll show you Makeup and Chill is a matte shades. These are all more metallic shimmer shades. This is a duochrome shade that's really pretty, and then this here is a matte shade. So you can see that they're really creamy, really pigmented. If you own a lot of eyeshadows, you could probably skip on this, because realistically speaking, a lot of these shades you probably do own because it's more of a natural palette, but I still really enjoy having these all in one palette, and I do still think that there are a few shades in here that are unique to this palette. So the next item I have is the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer. This is in the shade Medium 1 Custard. It is what I have on my under eyes right now. This concealer is so good. Don't let the matte word fool you. It is a soft matte. I find that Nars, like their Sheer Glow formula for their foundation, it throws people off. It's not sheer and it's not that glowy. It's actually one of my holy grail foundations, especially in my makeup kit, and it's neither one of those things. It does have a beautiful finish. I find that some people kind of hear these names, they're a little thrown off, so don't be concerned. It is a pot concealer, so it's not going to be as liquidy as a liquid or a squeeze tube concealer, but it is so lightweight. It is really phenomenal coverage, and I love the way it looks under the eyes. The way it highlights the skin and it just melts into the skin is so beautiful. If you do have drier under eyes and you find that this is a little too dry for you, try layering it. Like I, in the winter, would use the Becca Aqua Luminous concealer under my eyes, and then I would use this just primarily in like a triangular shape and the inner corner right here to really brighten up the under eye. A little bit goes a really long way. The color variety, as always with Nars, is superb. You will find at least 3 colors that work for your skin tone to like highlight, to actually conceal, and then like even to contour. This is what the concealer inside looks like. It is very creamy for a pot concealer, and my nails will not let me get deeper in, guys. I'm sorry, but like, do you see? I had the tiniest bit on my hand, and look how pigmented that is. It just blends out like a dream. It's pretty easy to use. If you are a fan of the Radiant Creamy Concealer, but you have an issue where it creases under your eyes, check this one out, because it gives you a similar effect to the Radiant Creamy Concealer, but it is actually, I feel, more pigmented, and it is far more long wearing, and it does not crease on the under eye. You could even layer this on top of the Radiant Creamy Concealer if you want that effect, but this is going to give you that longevity and that brightening and just beautifulness. I have 2 bronzers to share with you guys. The first one is actually not even technically a bronzer. It is actually a face powder from the new MAC Next to Nothing line, and this is in the shade Dark. You get your mirror on this side, and then this is the powder inside. It comes with the powder puff and the plastic protector. These Next to Nothing powders just feel like silk. They are so creamy and soft, and you do get a pretty decent amount of pigmentation for something that claims to be next to nothing, but it's very, very, very lightweight, and it has that creamy texture. So on the skin, it doesn't look cakey or powdery. You can use this in your own shade all over your face as a finishing powder. It is beautiful and it gives you a little extra coverage. Or you can use this the way I have been using the shade Dark as your bronzer and contour shade. If you ever find a powder or powder foundation that you just love the formula of, try it in a darker color as your bronzer, because you know that you love the powder, you know you love the finish of it on your skin. So when you use it as a bronzer, it's going to have the same effect as it does all over your face, but specifically in that bronzed way. It genuinely makes my skin look like it's tan, not like I fake tanned or applied fake bronzer, but really like I have gotten a tan out in the sun, because it has almost a little bit of that yellowy olive undertone, which I personally love, but it's so hard to find in like a normal everyday bronzer. I will say that because it is such a creamy texture, if you have very oily skin and you're looking for a powder to keep your oils at bay, I don't think this is going to be your go-to, because it is so creamy that I feel if you use a little bit too much plus you're oily and sweating, it will cake up. Give it a try, but as a bronzer, anyone can use it. Even as your under eye highlight in a lighter shade, this would be amazing. And as always, I'll have everything that I mentioned listed down below in the info box, and anything that's on my face, which is usually everything that I mentioned, will also be down in the info box as well. The next bronzer I have is actually from Kiko, and it is the Flawless Fusion Bronzer Powder in the shade 02. These are the smoothest, creamiest bronzers I have felt, but they don't apply patchy or overly pigmented, which is what I love the most. The metal compact is nice. It has a mirror on this side that's a good quality mirror. And then this is shade 02, which looks strange because you wouldn't think that that would actually really bronze me. It's like maybe like a shade or two off from like my actual skin tone. But I feel like because of how creamy it is, it deepens up slightly when it hits the skin. It actually is a little bit similar to the Next to Nothing powders. I just think you get a little bit more color payoff. And also this comes in, I believe, 6 different shades. And Kiko in general, they have great quality products, but they're so affordable as a brand, and you can order them online. If you live in a larger city, chances are you have a Kiko store somewhere near you. But this is just such an amazing bronzer because it really makes me look bronze, and it's so effortless to apply. The last face product I have for you guys is from Jouer. It is their powder highlighter, and this one is in the shade Topaz. If you are someone who loves a potent highlighter, you are gonna love this. So when you open it, you get a mirror on this side. It comes in a really pretty metallic, just chic casing with the color on the back. And then the highlighter inside looks like this. Again, this is the shade Topaz. The formula is what really stands out with this. It is this unique gel powder hybrid where it looks like a powder, and when you put a brush into it, it does powder up. But when you touch it or when you apply it on the skin, it feels like a gel on the skin. So it doesn't give you that powdery, cakey look, but at the same time, it is so potent, and the tiniest little bit goes a long way. This, you literally just, that's it. That's all you need. That is probably more than what you need for a good highlight. It is the highlight that I have on today, and I brought my brush so that I can just apply it. And let me actually just use what I already have. Do you see that? And you can really build this up to be super crazy intense. Like if this is not crazy enough for you, you can definitely get there real quick. As always with any highlight, if it is too much, just take a damp beauty blender and gently press over the highlight, and it'll remove any excess powderiness from the skin. And then on top of this, when you spray it or when you wet the formula and apply it, it is just even better. I have my favorite lip products. The first one I have is a drugstore item. It is the Baby Lips Color Balm Crayon. This is in the shade Toasted Taupe, and it is just a really pretty light nude, which is so not what I usually go for. But the reason I love this is because this, I find, is like the perfect mix-in for any shade. So if I'm wearing a shade and I want to mute it out a little bit or lighten it up a little bit, then I just throw this on top and it does the job for me. And it also is just very hydrating. So when I'm wearing a liquid lipstick or a lip liner, when it mixes with the lip liner or liquid lipstick, it kind of latches on to the long wear aspect of that product, but it gives me the moisturization of the Baby Lips line. This is what the color Toasted Taupe looks like. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of a more sheer version of Myth from MAC, which is funny because I could never do Myth. It was always just too pale for me. I don't think I would ever wear this alone. I do know several people who this would look stunning on alone, but for me and just my personal taste, this is amazing as a mix-in. The next lip item I have is the newest shade addition to the Sugar Lip Treatment Lip Balms. This is in the shade Bloom. It's a pretty pigmented lip balm. It has a beautiful, beautiful sheen to it, but it's not giving you that lip gloss feel, and it is the Sugar Lip Balm treatment, so it is very, very hydrating, and I believe this has sunscreen. Yeah, this is SPF 15, so going into summer, this is going to be amazing because it's going to give you that wash of color that is just really pretty, easy to wear, but it's also going to be very hydrating and protective to your lips. This color, I find that I can wear this with like a full face of makeup, and it gives me enough color to not look out of place, but I can also wear very little makeup and put this on. It makes me look a little bit more put together. The last two lippies that I have here are two shades from the same line, and the line in general is one of my favorites, but they are the Smashbox Be Legendary Liquid Metal Lips, and this is Mauve Squad, and this here is Petal Metal. These have just been what I reach for constantly. You would think that something that is metallic, you would have to like plan your makeup around, or you would have to wear it very specifically. But I use these when I'm wearing little to no makeup because it really like looks like I've made an effort and really gives me that extra oomph. But I also use it when I have a full face of makeup just to give the whole look a little bit of a different spin. I mean, they're so versatile. They look amazing. You would also think that metallic lips are like out there, but it looks beautiful in photos and for events. I think technically they have referred to it as their like liquid lips, which gives you the concept of like a liquid lipstick. It is not a liquid lipstick in that traditional dry formula long wear effect. It is really a liquid lipstick, but actually like a liquid like bullet lipstick. They are for a gloss very long wearing. These metallic ones are really cool too because as they fade out, if you're wearing just this alone on your lips, they leave a metallic sheen onto your lips that is so beautiful. I am wearing both of these on right now, but they probably faded. So let me go ahead and put on Mauve Squad. They're so pigmented. I don't think the camera is really doing this full justice. It just completely brightens up any look. It definitely makes your lips, I feel, look a little bit plumper because that metallic effect gives it a super shiny finish, which does give you that plumping effect to the lips. I want to point out the wand. It's a little unique. It's like a cone wand with a little bit of a divot. The tip of the wand makes it easy to get all the lines around my lips and get very precise because it is such a pigmented gloss and you can wear it alone that you don't really need a lip liner with it. So this one on top is Petal Metal and this one on the bottom is Mauve Squad. Let me actually go ahead and pop a little bit of Petal Metal onto the center. I 100% would suggest the Smashbox lip metals. So that is a wrap on my April favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and hopefully found some goodies you are maybe interested in trying. But leave a comment down below for me. Let me know what you guys thought about the video and also what you've been loving recently, because I am super nosy and I am always excited to try out new products. So please leave me some suggestions down below. But until my next video, thank you guys as always so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye guys.